Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're talking about the power of compounding and what it means for your own financial goals. I recently read an article by Darius Faroo called The Power of Compounding. You can achieve anything if you stop trying to do everything. This article digs into the power of compounding in that if you leverage it correctly, you can achieve almost anything. First, we dive into the idea of success and that success adds up. We want to identify how to succeed. How do you succeed at anything? This article dives into the power of focusing on one thing at a time. Scientifically, we know that no one is able to multitask. Some people can switch mentally between tasks much faster than others, but some people who switch slower oftentimes dig deeper into the individual tasks and oftentimes get more work done in one area versus getting a little bit of work done in many areas. In the article, Darius goes on to quote one of the books labeled The One Thing and goes on to state, where I'd had huge success, I had narrowed my concentration to one thing. And where my success varied, my focus had too. That means if you have the ability to cut out distractions and focus on one thing at a time, you can start to find success overall in starting to achieve your goals. And the reason is simple. Success is sequential, not simultaneous. That means if you narrow your concentration to one thing at a time, you will oftentimes find yourself checking things off your to-do list, therefore getting further ahead and getting closer to your goal. Success adds up. Okay, so if you're able to really hone in on what you're trying to accomplish and take one step at a time, it may take weeks, it may take months, and it may take years. In my example, it took me over 5 years to pay off most of my debt, and now I'm taking some further steps into investing. But for me, it took years to get to where I am today. So what does it look like if you focus on one thing at a time over time? And that leads us to the impact of long-term compounding. So if we use Warren Buffett as an example, he is currently the world's third wealthiest person and he just turned 90 years old. He didn't actually start making much of his wealth until after he was 50 years old. So if you think of Warren Buffett today, you think of the immense wealth that he has today, but in reality, he didn't always have that. If you look at a timeline of how he actually grew his wealth, it actually grew tremendously much later in life, and earlier on in life, he was very wealthy, but not nearly anywhere compared to where he is today. As a matter of fact, for Warren Buffett, from age 32 to 44, he improved his net worth 1,257%. That is insane. But if you actually look later in life, from the time he was age 44 to 56, he actually improved his net worth by 7,268%. Now, doing some quick math here, that's a little bit less than 7 times what he previously had improved his net worth by. So if you think about that, over time, Warren Buffett has seen immense wealth and he has seen that wealth grow. But if you look at him today, he's 90 years old. I'm not saying it's going to take you 90 years to succeed, but I'm just trying to set realistic expectations that even for Warren Buffett, he's making more today after he has turned 50 years old compared to before. If you look at most influencers or YouTubers who are making millions of dollars today, they're likely not 50 years old or older. Many of them are much younger. But for you, are you watching these influencers or seeing YouTube videos of people who have immense wealth and they may look like they're 25 or 30 years old? That may not be a realistic expectation for everyone. I compliment those people who are able to succeed. I don't want to inhibit them in any way, but that may not be reality for everyone. So if you have your own set of goals, what are you doing to achieve those goals? And don't be distracted by everyone who is an influencer or a YouTuber who is making an immense amount of money at a very young age. As I noted earlier, from my personal experience, it took my wife and I diligently paying off our loans for over 5 years in order to get to where we are today. Today, we're trying to save up to buy a small house to eventually turn that house into a rental property. But even in our current situation, it is still taking us time. So for myself, reading through this article realizing could do better in focusing on my goal, and I could do better in realizing I need to have patience as well in attaining my goal. Because even though I spent 5 years paying off debt, and I have a lot of excess money now that I can tap into from my paycheck every time I get paid, it is still taking me a good amount of time to save up for a down payment and to save up for closing costs. And all said and done, I'm thinking things should be going much faster, but I have to realize and even tell myself that I need to have patience. So whatever your game plan is to achieve whatever goal, whether it's financial or not, you should infuse 2 things into your formula. You should infuse patience and focus. If you focus, narrow your focus at one thing at a time and just take one step at a time, you will get there, but you need to infuse patience into your formula as well. Not everyone is going to be an influencer. Not everyone is going to be making millions of dollars by the time they're 30 years old, and that is okay. You need to set realistic expectations for yourself and realize that for most people, they do tend to build wealth, but it's over time. And you can look back at your own success and realize 5 years ago, I was buried in this hole of debt, but today I'm not. So I have found tremendous success in 5 years. That means in the next 5 years, what can I accomplish? I need to focus, I need to buckle down, but I also need to have patience and realize it's not going to happen right away. So I hope this video helped stage progress in your own life and how to achieve your own goals by infusing both patience and focus into whatever you're trying to accomplish. So with that, I hope this video helped you. If it did, I ask you please like and subscribe. Thank you.